Yo, Bachi 2007 back at you again for men's mind state and cultural reviews. And you can see that we've got this video here from JR Wisdom. I'll go ahead and move myself over him, because we're just going to use the video of the content here and not any of his commentary. He's also watermarked it, but this video doesn't belong to him. It belongs to the news program that produced it. So we have a right to the same fair right, copyright use, fair right use to use it as well. So let's get into it. We've got this Simp judge, and let's hear about the Simp activities that he participated in.
McCree, who's married with 2 children, admitted to an ongoing affair with 31-year-old Geniene La'Shay Mott, a woman he first met in his courtroom when she appeared as a complaining witness against her son's father in a child support case. But rather than recusing himself from her case after the affair began, Judge McCree stayed on for an additional 6 months and admitted to discussing the case with Mott outside of the courtroom. Mott eventually reported the affair to the local media. Now on the stand, Judge McCree tells the Judicial Commission his interest in Mott began the minute she walked into his courtroom.
I confess she was an attractive, striking woman, and, she caught my eye. Here's a 6-foot tall woman in stiletto heels and, all the bells and whistles. And I am setting her apart from the rank and file that come through the courtroom.
When describing the looks of the typical rank and file of his docket, the judge didn't hold back.
Paragraph 76 of the complaint. You're talking about the docket from hell, filled with tatted up, overweight, half-assed, English-speaking, gap-toothed, slank.
Correct.
3 months after their initial meeting in court, Mott and Judge McCree began a sexual relationship.
I'm a middle-aged man. She was a young woman. She was pretty, and I'll admit I was excited. I don't want to say that the water came to the horse, but I must say she certainly was coming on to me with an ease that surprised me. It thrilled me.
Details of their affair were shared with the court, including that the two engaged in sexual activities in the judge's chambers.
Between May and November of 2012, did you engage in sexual conduct with Judge McCree?
Yes, I did.
Numerous times?
Yes.
At least twice at the Westin Hotel?
Yes.
How about Judge McCree's marital home?
Yes.
But according to McCree, the relationship soured as Mott became more demanding of his time.
If I had a minute, she wanted an hour. If I had an hour, she wanted an afternoon. If I had an afternoon, she wanted an evening. In many of these matters, you got to tell her what she wants to hear, or she continues to sweat you, or sweat me, as was a nice but demanding woman that she was. She always wanted, the next biscuit.
He say that young girl always wants the next biscuit, huh? What did Otis Redding say? Young girls, they do get weary wearing that same old shaggy dress. And what's the remedy? Try a little tenderness. Oh, come on, old buddy. If you want to give it to them young girls, you're going to have to deal with all. Especially these days, with the Instagram and the TikTok, they attention whores like that. They always wanted a bunch of attention. But man, these days, but what you should have did instead of simping out, you should have came with some Bobby Womack. We're gonna go to some old school tunes. You should have said, if you should have told her wait until tonight. You think you're lonely now? Ooh yeah. So I can't be in 2 places at one time. Telling me about the things you ain't got and the things your girlfriend's got. But baby, I want to let you know I can't be in 2 places at one time. Because I'm about to keep my day job. But if you think you're lonely now, ooh yeah, wait until tonight. Girl, I guess he probably did tell her that. And that's when she went to the media and told them about the affair, which is the jux of this whole situation. And this is what makes him such an absolute, complete, and total simp. And in this whole episode of what this guy did is the lesson for today for men's mind state and cultural reviews. Men, we must always, always stay in your masculine frame. And giving up your whole lucrative career and destroying your reputation and your home, hurting your family, and losing your family and all your finances to a probable divorce. And he also got sued by the other guy. Doing all this, sipping out like this over some poo-tang has to be the biggest simp move in life. I mean, these are judges. He could probably be making anywhere from $150,000 to $250,000 a year. I didn't go look it up, but this depends on the jurisdiction. Wayne County, so that's up in Detroit. I'm sure it's at least 200,000, and he gave up that, and then is going to lose probably thousands of dollars a month in alimony and child support when his wife leaves him and takes the kids. He could be paying out upwards of $4, $6, $8,000 a month all total, and he doesn't have the judgeship anymore. That is insane. Furthermore, he might get disbarred. This case was actually 12 years ago. You can go look it up now and find out if you want to know more details about how everything panned out. But this is the sort of thing that gets you disbarred. Him talking some nonsense about this didn't influence how he saw the case of the guy who was before him for child support when he's having ex parte communications. That's what it's called when one party gets to have communications with the judge without the other party present. And the reason that's disallowed is for situations like this, because then one party gets to influence or provide evidence that has not been gone through the proper channels, and the adversary system is not in place for the other party to be able to dispute whatever the single party who's having the ex parte communication gets to put forth. And of course, the judge can be corrupted, whether with money, other influence, or sex. And in this case, he went for it just because a chick looks good. And this is the thing that men have to be on their P's and Q's about. You can't crash out and destroy your whole life over a cute face. We're going to go back and keep quoting some old music. You got to consult the brothers from Bell Biv and DeVoe, and don't trust a big butt and a smile. He got all just outside of himself because she was tall and he thought she was pretty and fine. I didn't see all that. I mean, she didn't look bad. She was obviously kind of fit, nice, big, nice, tall, statured woman. So I'm sure she's attractive, but she didn't seem extra special. And even if she was, so what? So what? What is the real benefit to your life from having a particular woman in your life? This is the question you have to ask, no matter what level you're at, and no matter what the level of attractiveness of that woman is. If she's someone who you're basically shooting above your normal lane. And in this case, this guy being 56, for her to be 31, even if she's just a 6 or a 7, by the definition of that the power of the youthfulness relative to his old age, that bumps her up another point or two on his Richter scale. And so she's an 8 or a 9 for him. And the way he was talking, she's an 11, right? And so whatever the case might be, you might find yourself in a situation where the finest woman you've ever had an opportunity with is hitting on you, and you're like, oh man, this is my chance to live the life I should have always lived, to do, to get what I've always wanted to get. When you're getting older, you're becoming established. You're starting to make some money in your early 30s, mid 30s. You're getting somewhere in your career. You've accumulated some money. You've invested. You start to accumulate some savings. Your earnings are going up. And some of the women from back in the day, from high school, college, from the apartment complex you guys lived in back when you were 20, whatever you do in life, right? If you go to college, those women who played you to the left will see you out now riding nice. You'll come upon her at the corner store, and she'll walk in there like this baby mama did with a couple of rugrats behind her. And she'll see you step out of your nice new ride and come into that corner store too. And she's like, Jeff? You're like, Cindy. Oh yeah, from Woodstone Apartments. Yeah. It's been about 10, 12 years. What's up, girl? And then she starts to push up on you, and you're like surprised. She never wanted to give you no play before when she was young and fit and had no kids and didn't have the fupa that she's hiding up under this this puffed out shirt that she's wearing right now, but the booty's still banging. She's still pretty, and now you're thinking like, oh man, this is my chance. No, this is her chance. You're the prize. This guy's making 200, 250, maybe $300,000 a year. He's got a life, a career, a reputation. He's got everything going for him. She's a broke baby mama who's coming before him, and he's going to risk his whole career having inappropriate relationships with the chick just to get a thrill, as he said, because her coming on to him thrilled him. This sucker is so stupid that he didn't realize that the whole reason she was coming on to him was to play him, was to get done what she ended up accomplishing, which was getting him to rule in her favor, but not just rule in her favor, go extra hard on the dad to extract his resources, talking about putting a tether, that's the monitoring bracelet, the ankle bracelet that they put on you, or yeah, that's the tether, or maybe even putting him in jail. She pimped this dude. She didn't come on to him because she thought he was bad, or she thought he looked great, or she just wanted to be with him. She wanted to get something. She wanted to get his resources, and she wanted to get his power to use against her baby's daddy, to first to exact revenge, because that's how evil and scandalous these women are. Will hit a Tupac song up, and then because she wanted to get his resources as well. So she got a double dip of resources. You got to get the resources from the Simp judge, and you got the judge to use the power of the state against her baby's dad to extract his resources unfairly and unjudiciously. And it's just crazy that you would do all this. But this guy that's just the kind of sucker this guy is. He does not maintain masculine frame. He does not walk with any kind of integrity and conduct himself and carry himself as a man of value, even though he has the looks and the fitness. And we're going to show you here. I'm going to try to throw up a picture of another situation. This is him in his 50s with his shirt off. So you see, keep himself fit. I think he's probably a pretty tall guy. I can't really judge guys, but maybe he's an attractive man. He doesn't look obviously bad to me. And he's got paper. He's got power. He's a power broker. But this is a picture he sent to one of the bailiffs in his court. Again, this is basically an employee of his, somebody who's subservient on the corporate tree at the courthouse to him, and he's in the workplace risking sexual harassment. He had already gotten in trouble for that before this situation with getting with this lady, and he's going to send out. He's a judge, and he's producing evidence against himself and allowing it to go out there into the world of his sexual harassment. In this Me Too era, I mean, this was a little bit before Me Too, but the whole thing with Clarence Thomas and sexual harassment in the workplace is from the 90s. So, who was also a judge, and his issue was with the law clerk that worked for him. So, where they had a whole congressional hearings when he was becoming a Supreme Court justice. So this guy is up on all that. He's in the legal field. He was probably in law school at the time that hit, given his age. Or he was maybe in college, right, getting ready to go to law school. This would have been the biggest thing in law school at the time he would have been getting ready to go into law school. So he's completely aware of all this, yet he sends a picture. That just goes and hollers at the chick, which is already a problem because of, first of all, both of them being married, but because this is kind of the situation with Emi Amadoku with the Boston Celtics. Fraternizing with women at work, you're taking a chance and a risk that you should not take. You should not be risking your career and your earnings opportunities and your reputation for some used breadbasket biscuits from women. I don't know what the mental thing is here. There's coochie everywhere. Like, what are you guys doing? And then but anyway, he's taking a chance with sexual harassment claims, and not just hollering at the chick on the side where he would still be taking an unnecessary risk, but he's going to produce evidence and send it to. I mean, the simpitude is just in the heart. Some guys can't help but simp. They can't help but lose their mind over some coochie. You have to have control of your nether region to be a valuable man. You can't be going out like this, fellas. And if you all don't believe in marriage, just don't get married. It just boggles my mind. If people don't believe in what marriage is, you don't believe in monogamy, you don't want to be with one person and travel through life and build legacy and honor God. If you're not interested in that, then just don't get married. It's crazy to get married and then go out here, men and women, doing this bullshit. Women talk about, I'm not happy, so I'm just going to end the relationship. It's not just a relationship. It's a marriage. It's a whole different thing than being. You could have just stayed in a relationship and not walked down the aisle and made vows and made a covenant before God and signed legal paperwork if you didn't believe that you really should stay in it for the long haul, that this was a commitment and not just a transitory, momentary feel-good thing. If you know you want to sleep around with other chicks, just don't get married. You know what I mean? If you really don't believe in what the thing is that marriage is, simply don't do it. Pretty straightforward and simple. What also is straightforward and simple is you hitting that like button. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell as we begin to get out of here. Interacting with the channel is very important to the health of the channel. What do you guys think? Hit me down below. Let me know. Interact with me here. I really appreciate it. And maybe on your way out, click on one of these videos and make your next location another one of my videos as you transition to your next viewing opportunity. I'm sure there's plenty on the channel that you will enjoy if you stayed to this point in this video. Yobachi 2007 for Men's Mind State in Review. I'm out.